No, no, that's wrong. Dixie Diamonds 299. Saturday, 15th of January 2000, Mets, 8:56 a.m., Dixie, 5:56 p.m. Though familiar with the surroundings in which she awoke, Joey Habanero was momentarily perplexed by the unfamiliar bed in the somewhat familiar room, along with the absence of street noise that greeted her, until she remembered that she and Pilatray had discussed their relationship and decided they should focus on happiness and convenience rather than propriety. This decision had led to the loving friends spending more time together, and last night she had accepted her professor's invitation to spend the night in one of his two spare bedrooms. Lying alone in her bed, she wondered to what degree Balloony's news that Brentsy's parents had arrived in Brisbane had influenced Pilatray's decision to cast aside worries concerning the appearance of the two of them being involved in a less than appropriate student-professor relationship, and to carry on as they saw fit when outside the purview of others. Whatever the reason, she was happy to help her friend and mentor in his time of need, especially as she had what Pila lacked, the ability to communicate telepathically with Balloony. Slipping quietly out of her bed and into a robe Pilatray had provided before tiptoeing out of the room to the water closet, she had a fleeting question concerning the privacy of her upstairs bathroom in regard to the eyes and ears which both she and Pila had confirmed in 2 cases were present in his home. Bathrooms do seem the most likely place in which to hide if one is performing actions that one wishes to keep secret, she thought to herself as she slipped in, relieved her bladder, washed her hands, freshened her mouth by brushing her teeth, and then began descending the airy open staircase that was positioned against 2 large windows, one on the 2nd floor and one on the 1st, along the rear wall of Troy Voir Imposture. Looking through the panes and towards the golf course, she caught sight of Pilatray in an overcoat, standing on his patio looking northward towards the edge of his property. Making a fist with her right hand in preparation of rapping down the window, she decided against alerting him in advance and instead continued down the stairs into the back door. Reaching for the doorknob, she paused a dozen centimeters before touching it and instead went to the front door and grabbed her shoes from the mat where she'd left them the night before, then opened the closet to grab her coat, which she slipped into before returning to the back door. Slipping into her shoes and stepping outside, she announced herself by stating, "Good morning, Pila. How are you this crisp, clear morning?" Turning from the north to the south as he heard her voice, Pilatray, a smile on his face, faced her and said, "Refrigerated, thank you for asking. How did you sleep?" "I slept well, and you?" she replied as she closed the gap between them. "Fairly well. I have coffee ready, but if you would prefer tea, I need only to boil water." "Coffee in the morning is wonderful," she said, standing centimeters away and kissing his cheek, then whispering, "I'm going to check in with Big B." "Ah," he said with a smile, "that's warmed me up a bit, but I either need to go inside or promenade for warmth, and seeing that you are not truly dressed, let us go and sip coffee together in the salon." "Let's," she said, squeezing his right bicep, then stepping to the door and holding it open to him, an invitation of returning to his home with him.